And I love whodunits. Every time I watch a whodunit, whether it's new or old, it always just brings me back to like Alfred Hitchcock.
How do they even know it's murder?
Someone scalped him.
No, he was dead.
I love watching those movies and looking for tips and tricks and trying to figure out who's the culprit by the end of the movie.
Some kind of gangster fixing the show, murdering a rival.
3 of the top 4 don't even have a profile picture on their IMDb page.
Medusa Deluxe. It's a murder mystery apparently set in a hairdressing contest. And it just seems like a fun movie. Like it seems like it's funny. It has like comedic elements to it. But then I love whodunits. Like whodunits are fun. I feel like it kind of every time I watch a whodunit, whether it's new or old, it always just brings me back to like Alfred Hitchcock, you know? Yeah. Like trying to figure out I love watching those movies and looking for tips and tricks and trying to figure out who's like the culprit by the end of the movie. It's a fun experience. Like it really feels like you're a part of the film if done correctly. But this movie looks like a lot of fun. It looks kind of comedic. Like I said, it looks comedic at times. And to set it in like a hairdressing competition, I thought that was an actual really smart idea. It stars Clare Perkins, Kayla Meikle, and Lilit Lesnar. I'm not familiar with any of those names, but if you know any of those names, let it chime in at any time. And it's directed by Thomas Hardiman, who's I looked at her filmography or his filmography, and I didn't really see much that looked familiar to me, but the movie looked fun. It has like comedic elements to it. I love whodunits, and you know, it just seems like a fun watch.
And this is one that I watched the trailer like 2 or 3 times because you can totally tell from just from watching the trailer once, it's an indie film, and I have a screen capture here of the IMDb page of the actors, and it's just the top 8 actors and actresses, and 3 of the top 4 that are listed don't even have a profile picture on their IMDb page. So that's how much of an indie movie this is. You know, I'm not really into fashion much. Like I'm a t-shirt and shorts kind of guy. So anytime you get me interested in a fashion show more niche than that. I've never even heard of hairstyle competitions before. So
I have. I've heard of haircut. They do them in Atlanta a lot.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. I love the idea, though, of competition movies like that. I couldn't think of any other films that are like that are indie films that follow competitions like that.
I've never seen a murder mystery twisted into a competition. Like, I mean, you might have seen it on like a TV show or something like that. Sounds like a typical storyline in a TV show, but it doesn't. I've never seen. I can't think of any full-length movies that have done something similar to that. It just looks like a lot of fun. Like it looks like, even though it's gonna have a seriousness to it, obviously because it's a murder mystery, but just like, I don't know, the main actress and the way that she's interacting with like the people in the contest too. Like, I don't know if it's people helping her out with her hairdressing and things like that. Just the way she interacts with people is just funny. Like I don't know. It just seems like it'll be a lot of fun.
Like, is she being framed for the murder, or is she actually doing the murder herself and she's just trying to stay ahead of the cops long enough to win the competition? Like,
maybe that's what they're doing. They're trying to throw you off the trail. Like, she was the person the whole time, and it was really her the whole time. Like, you know those movies where it's like everybody blames the main character, but you've been following the main character the whole time, and you're like, man, they didn't do it. And then it turns out that, oh yeah, actually, yeah, in actuality, the main character did do it. They did it in between here, and here. You're just like, wow, I've been duped.
Yeah. Yeah, and then you're like, well, should I have known? And they're like, well, maybe. And then that's part of the fun of trying to guess who done it.
But I love the main actress. She just looks like one of those aunties that just like don't give a damn. Like, she just reminds me of like that funny auntie that's going to tell you what it is, even if it comes off as just rude or douchey. She's going to tell it. So,
are you talking Clare Perkins?
I think that's her name. It might be Clare Perkins, but she reminds me of Wanda Sykes so much.
Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah, I love Wanda Sykes stand up, and her is Biggie Shorty. Medusa Deluxe looks really good.